Okay. Hello, everyone. You guys can hear me? Oh, good. Okay. All right. So, hello, everyone, again. I'm Michael, so from AI Rudder, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. So, we are super excited to have this conversation, which is on scaling AI for enterprises, right? Once again, welcome to our seminar, our webinar. And just a quick reminder, do stay until the end of the webinar where we'll be giving away quite a few nice prizes as well, and also some gifts for the attendees. So there'll be some questionnaire and you can actually win some prizes as well. So today's webinar, we are talking about Unblocking AI, how to accelerate enterprise Gen AI adoption. So we are super thrilled to have two speakers with us today. You can see on screen as well, we have Mr. Sedin, the Director of Partnership APAC from Infobip, and also our very own Mr. Ashish, who is the Solution Architect from AI Rudder. Now, both of them are deeply immersed in AI adoption in their respective organizations. So we are going to have quite a very good session today, right? Just for a quick overview of today's session, we will start with a fireside chat discussing the latest trends around large language models, adoption challenges, and strategies for scaling successfully. And hopefully by the end of the session, you'll walk away with some actionable insights on overcoming adoption blockers and also accelerating AI initiatives in your organization. Okay, all right. With that said, let's kick off with some trend statements and hear our speaker's perspective. Probably I'll just let them do a quick sort of introduction and say hi to everyone. So maybe Sedin, you want to start?
Thank you, Michael. Hello, everybody, and good afternoon. Thank you for joining for the webinar today. My name is Sedin, as Michael mentioned. I'm from the Infobip. I lead our partnership department in Asia Pacific, and basically just a sentence of Infobip. We are the global communication platform that enables enterprises to build different communication scenarios with their customers across different use cases in Asia here specifically, and then globally with over 70 plus offices that we cover. Wherever there is space to open an office, I think we already did it. So that's a quick one.
Ashish?
Yeah, thanks, Michael. So my name is Ashish, working as a solution architect in AI Rudder and taking care of all the security compliance, AI related governance in AI Rudder, and working closely with our product team as well to have that no code, low code platform as well. And yeah, welcome to the webinar today.
Thank you. All right, welcome both once again, and let's just jump into it. All right, so we are going to start with the first trend statement, that we usually hear quite often, which is LLMs are evolving faster than enterprise can adopt them. So I'll repeat this again. LLMs are evolving faster than enterprise can adopt them. So it's a very simple true or false, and I just want to get the take from you guys as well. So maybe we'll start with Sedin.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would agree. I mean, we are in the era where AI is becoming really a commodity now, comparing to a couple of years ago where it was like really a crown jewel of who's working with AI and what AI can provide. But now we are in the position where pretty much every month somebody is releasing the new LLM in this case, and even though it's every new release provides additional features, provides additional highest scoring results on all the measurements that they are pretty much measuring them. I think what we have noticed that lots of enterprises, when they come to adopt, they become a bit confused, because there's so much of them that they want to choose. And then even if they spend like a half, 6 months working on one, something else looks more exciting on the video, the demo video looks amazing and so on and so on. And they were like, well, okay, I should use this. And then you spend like 6 months pretty much of not really doing anything useful. So I would agree with the statement. Yes, it's but I mean, for us as a technology providers, I guess you guys at Rudder and us as Infobip, this is the good news. And I think for every enterprise, the more choices you have, the better options you have, and the easier for is pretty much to scale.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting take for sure. And Ashish, do you see enterprises actually struggling to keep up? Are there any examples where adoption is actually accelerating?
Yes, I would say like there is some struggle from the enterprise point of view, because if you will see their solutions, sometimes it's about the legacy system and they are looking for some kind of modernization as well. AI adoption is one of the key factor where you have to take care of data privacy, governance, security, and so many things are also available in the market. Like you can see, like every day there's a new model release, there are new multi-models is already available. So while working with the enterprise, I can see the struggle from their side, but we take it as a challenge in AI Rudder and try to guide the customers as much as possible. Try to tell them like how to adopt that AI in a such a way that you will make sure like reliability, security, and everything. So that in future, if you are facing some issue, we will be there to assist you as well. And now, most important concept here is like enterprise are always ready to adopt a new technology, but what is the best way to do it? What are the guidelines? What is the pathway to do it? So this is what like AI Ruda is doing. 2025 is really good for us. And so far, I would say, like, of course, there is a challenge to adopt a new technology, but we are always here to assist you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is very true. We are all here all the time. So just a quick, before we go on to the next trend statement, I just want to remind everyone who is in attendance as well. Look, this is also a both way kind of conversation. If you're interested to give some comments or some emojis, you can actually drop them in the comments, and our moderator side will also help you read through later on as well. Okay, with that said, let's move on to our trend statement number 2. Most enterprise AI projects fail before scaling. So I'll repeat that again. Most enterprise AI projects fail before scaling. So again, I would like to get some take from our guest today. So I think this is quite a common challenge, right, Ashish? Do you think that the landscape is actually changing? Are enterprises getting better at scaling AI projects?
I would say yes. 2024 is more about the prototype of Gen AI LLMs. So specific to Gen AI LLMs, we Aeruda also provide our traditional language models as well. LLM is the one that we are focusing today, but we also have NLP and NLU based models as well. So when it comes with the AI ops or the adoption of AI, in 2024, after releasing of this LLM and GenAI, we did so much of prototype. We guide the customers how to do it, how can we achieve your ROI and everything. 2025, now we have done the enterprise production ready. We are following the well architecture frameworks. Our solution is reliable. Security is there. Enterprise level security is available. And what I can see in the market, like why enterprise customer are not able to scale, because prototype is one thing, but when it goes to the production ready solution, they are facing issue in terms of getting an approval, security approval, IT security, and number of things would be there. But what Aeruda is providing to the customer is like we are giving all kind of security, data privacy, data management policy, because data is the one which is the backbone of AI right now. And at the same time, you need to take care of infrastructure as well, which should be the reliable, highly available as well, maintaining the disaster recovery and BCP plans as well. And this is where we are trying to provide as much as information to and guide the customer to make them aware how to adopt AI. It's not only adopting the AI, it should be scalable enough so that the production should be good enough to take care of all this kind of mechanism like well architecture framework from reliability, security, and the cost is the most important factor. So yes, they are facing issue, enterprise are facing issue, but at the same time, we are doing our best to guide the customer to adopt AI. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, great insights, obviously. And Sedin, from Infobip side, do you see similar trends in your experience? Are there still major hurdles that you think that enterprises will actually face?
Obviously, I mean, as with any new development, I mean, it's all fun and games if you're doing it for your own, personal purpose. But if you want to deploy a large enterprise scale, ready AI project, that there are many like things that are coming to the from the ground, and some of them are positive, some of them are the negative. But some of the things that I have seen from our perspective, the projects that Infobip has done, we have live ones, we have those that failed immediately in the start, we have those that failed after a year of testing before ever going live to production. And I think the one biggest reason or why these projects fail is there is a lack of like clear business value and ROI why the enterprise is actually using AI, right? They all saw, we all we are all, spend lots of time online, and we all, look at the, we follow people on Twitter, or watch some cool, YouTube videos, and everything is cool, right? And a lots of, people in these enterprise companies are focusing on these cool use cases without actually what's the value that they can bring to the business, right? You rarely see a project that focuses on a very boring but high value problem, right? Because why should we spend so much time and money and everything on, doing the boring stuff? But those are the ones that bring the results. And again, whatever you do, if there is no clear outcome, and at some point you will realize, why are we doing what we're doing, right? And then if you're not going to any goal, then you lose internal trust. You have multiple teams on any project that we did with the companies. There are multiple teams that are involved, and all of them kind of those that failed. All of those internal teams have a different priorities they want to do. There was like a no common goal, and obviously, there was internal, misalignments, and in this case, the project does not go to production. Let's call it this, right?
Yeah.
And
Sure.
yeah. So another thing pretty much is I think lots of companies underestimate how much data plays role and how much it will take to prepare the data to actually project to succeed. And then right now, like the data in its current state that we have is not ready for AI projects as it is. You have to spend lots of time preparing the data. You have to spend lots of time, getting the data from different sources. Internally, it's in a format that it's not, AI friendly in this case, and so on. Regardless what we are told on all these demos that we're listening and watching, the data is not ready, and lots of companies kind of underestimate, all that manual work that needs to be done. Obviously, today we have the technology and tools that can speed up, preparing the data and so on. Instead of like spending 3-4 months on it, now you can do it, let's say, in 3-4 weeks. But a lots of still people really, really underestimate this. And the last thing, if I have to actually say, I think even internally, if you want to be the company that runs AI projects, whether it's if you are like a provider like Infobip, like AI Rudder, or you are an enterprise, there has to be a level of knowledge what AI can do and what AI cannot do. So you have to understand what the tools and the models you're using can actually give you at the best possible scenario, right? When we always talk to clients, we all always focus on this is the best possible outcome. So everyone that's involved from our side or from the side of the client has to have the level of knowledge, and then it's easier to manage expectations. It's easier to manage challenges. It's easier to kind of prepare for the worst, and then while we are building for the best in this case, right? So those are the
Yeah.
three things that I have noticed from my previous experience and the ongoing experience that we are having, these kind of discussions with the clients, and then yeah.
Yeah. I think that's very well said, and I do agree. So if you can believe this is just us getting started, so it's going to get a little bit more exciting as we dive deeper into our core topic itself, right? So let's get into it as well, which is basically a little bit what our guest has actually touched on earlier on. So we are going to talk more into details about breaking enterprise AI adoption barriers right now. Now, this is the core of the topic that we are here for, right? So, let's again start with questions. So I'm going to start with Sedin as well. Sedin, are you still there? I think the image is okay. So probably we have to switch over to you, Ashish first. I think Sadin needs to join in slightly later again. So I just want to understand, I mean, from your experience, right? So, I mean, we did have a very quite robust opening on this topic as well. But from your experience, what are some of the approaches or strategies that you think work best to overcome some of these challenges that enterprises face when they are adopting Gen AI?
So in order to solve the problem, we should understand the problem. That would be the most important thing. So what I can see, 5 problems that I will list it down. First one is data related problems. That is data concerns. Enterprise should, they are having an issue with the data privacy. So in order to have that Gen AI adoption, we should make sure like our data privacy should be there. Data residency is next factor because sometimes we have the local laws or country laws that the data should not transfer outside. And then it's all about the data management as well, like unstructured data, what kind of data is there, whether it is an outdated data or the data is duplicate and in such a way that it's not the ready for the AI. Because as I have already mentioned, data is the backbone of our Gen AI and LLM based solutions. So data concern is one thing. Second thing is talent gap, or you can say like a skill set. Some enterprise are they have a development team or IT team which are not upskilled themselves for the AI ops or LLM based technology. So I think enterprise should also focus on to upskill their team so that all the teams, whether it is data team, AI team, or their development team, should be good enough to work on the Gen AI based project. Third and most important thing is unclear or undefined ROI. Sometimes
Mm.
it's like you can see like there's a trend going on. We have to adopt this or Gen AI, LLM, whatever going on. So sometimes customers are like, okay, let's do it. But they are not aware what is the ROI value. So I can say like the third and most important point is about ROI. They do not measure their ROI and they are just planning to develop some kind of solution. Fourth would be governance. Enterprise comes with the governance policies as well. And I feel like as while discussing with some customers, like they are not ready with the governance policy for AI, or they are not still try to catch up with the AI governance.
Yeah.
So that's the fourth point that I would like to highlight. The last is about operational readiness. Let's say even if we adopt the AI, we should have that kind of operational readiness in our company and in an organization, so that enterprise customer will go ahead have some kind of LLM ops, AI ops, or ML ops kind of system, which will have the monitoring, everything should be there. And it's not only about the developing a solution, it's about as I have already mentioned, it's about creating a well architecture framework. That's my key area. Like, so operation readiness is next thing. So these are the five things. Let you know again, data concern. Second would be upskilling. Third would be related to the ROI, unmeasurable ROI. Governance gap is the fourth one. And last one would be operation readiness. Yeah.
Yep. Got it. All right. Welcome back, Sedin. We lost you there for a minute. But yeah, yeah, really really glad to have you back as well. But yeah, so same question, I guess, to you, right? So from your market perspective, what do you think are some of the biggest challenges that your enterprise face as well when adopting Gen AI?
Mhm. I mean, lots of things in terms of the actual preparation, pretty much of because when Gen AI, it's when everyone discussing and adopting the Gen AI, it has to, especially with the large enterprises, it has to go through the structured layer of approvals internally, because there are major concerns on the data privacy. There are major concerns pretty much on concerns
Safety.
on
Yeah.
exactly how this will be handled, etc., etc. And from the perspective of ours, I think what we are always trying to talk to the business, because our goal is that the project goes live. Our goal that everyone is aware at every stage of the development what's going on. Pretty much is kind of to split on what's the name? To split on the priority, what kind of use case we're doing, right? So if you really want to master the developments, some of the enterprises are doing it for the first time, right? If you want to master it, narrow down to very specifics of what you want to do as an enterprise, very specific use case. As I said in my first answer, make it very boring, but at least make it work, and you will learn as much as possible, on this one, and then we will scale easily to scale from something very small that works, then to go immediately do 10, 20 different things from and these kind of things is something that it's kind of hard to convince an enterprise to start very small, because this is, let's say, the bank or a government organization that does billions in revenue, right? So whatever they do, it has to be like really big. It has to like scale. It has to be amazing to show to everybody. And then these are kind of things like just very very specific. Start with specific goal in mind, very specific use case. Make sure everyone is aware. Let's get to know each other. How do you work? How do we work? And then it's easier for us to scale from that. And one thing also that really helps with these kind of things, that in getting kind of a trust level on the same, is never, even though AI, it's still AI. It's kind of like a tool that you can pretty much use very effectively to improve your business process. But don't forget the human. Human is still the one that has kind of a better perspective of what's going on, what is correct and what is not. So every project that we did so far, our number one advice is, put the human in the loop. Don't completely forget the humans. AI is there to make human work better than the other way around, right?
Yeah.
So these are the key things that we always try to get, and they're kind of I mean, the funny thing is, since we're sharing here, I was like, but I thought you guys, are promising to us AI will, improve everything. We don't need humans anymore. What are all these reports we are reading about, right? But at the end of the day, again, it's really proper understanding of what AI can do, what cannot do, having everyone on the same page, and again, having the human there to kind of validate what is the actual response, what is the wrong response. And based on these validation, the AI will actually become better, right? The point is for it to get better, to train very well, and at the end of the day, to work as independently as possible.
Yeah. No, I think it's very well said. Basically, like what Ashish has touched on earlier on as well. I think it's a balance of how we actually do this in terms of innovation and also very crucially safety as well, right? Because I think everyone has got a lot of concerns on this. So, okay, with that said, I mean, we are nearing the end of the year for 2025, obviously, and we are looking ahead to 2026, right? So many enterprise leaders are thinking about how they can actually make AI adoption as part of their business, and also more importantly, to make it successful, right? Because there are a lot of resources, a lot of money that's being poured into this. So again, I think I will go to Sedin to take your take on this first, right? Based on your own experience, what is the one piece of advice that you will give, like new enterprises they are getting into the whole AI game? What do you think should be the strategy, best practices, and solutions that you can share that has worked well for you, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously happy to share what worked well, but if I know the answer for everyone what will work with them, I would be very, very rich man, by now.
You probably are.
But but I mean, the key point is what we see the successful deployments and those companies that are actually seeing ROI, like from the AI. We can split them to two different groups. The first group is who use AI for internal purposes. It's like, give, I don't know, Copilot licenses. They will buy lots of, Google Gemini license. And this is for me, for example, if I want to change my email, I want to make my email more professional. Or for example, if I want to prepare for this webinar, right, I'll put my, thoughts on the paper. I'll say, can you help me out structure this a little bit better, right? That will resonate with the audience. And then we have another group of the companies where AI Rudder and Infobip come in place. So those that require company to talk externally to their customers. And this is something completely different. Then, you can become very viral if your AI tells the wrong questions to the audience. They'll put it in Malaysia, they'll put you on Laureate, forums, they'll put you on Facebook groups, and then it becomes a huge news, right? So for all those companies that are like treating AI as an operating model instead of a tool, do it like that. Otherwise, don't do it. Play around if you want it. Use your personal licenses. Create some funny images. But as a business, if you trade this as a really operating model, then you can achieve better results. Something similar that I mentioned in my previous answer is start very specific, very narrow benefit, very narrow KPI, and very narrow use case. Make sure you understand how it works to see what are the limitations when deploying this to the enterprise level of production. Something that goes towards the compliance, the legal, regulatory approval, and so on and so on. Because we are in Malaysia, and then if you're a bank for financial institution, it's not only what you want to do. There is a bank Negara as well that will tell you, okay, maybe you cannot do this. And luckily for us, I mean, because we live in Malaysia, lots of our customers is from Malaysia. It's the nation that's like very few that is like all in on AI. I think we even have a national AI office. There we have Microsoft coming in big with the huge investments and so on. So, narrow down on the use case. If you want to successful, start very small, be very specific. And each of these use cases that you define has to have like the KPI. You need to have the team internally of your company that will be responsible for success of this, right? It's not one-time thing. We cannot connect a couple of APIs and then hope, the leads are coming in, everything does itself. You probably have to do much more work in like first 6 months than what you did prior to implementing the AI. But
Agreed.
after 6 months or after a year, this is something where actual benefits are coming in, right? So the adoption plan that you have for AI has to involve a separated team that needs to work on this, right? And then this is like the front layer. The second layer would be like to be very clear on the policies. What can go out, what we can train the AI on, what kind of documentation. To be also very specific, what model of the AI we're gonna using. Is it Google? Is it Anthropic? Is it I don't know, OpenAI? Is it custom models that we're building and so on? Again, in my opinion, I don't think for whatever enterprises are doing, whether it's only like, RAG models or it's agentic models, there is very noticeable difference on if you use any of these different models, right? None of the enterprises using it, externally for coding. They're not using it for generating images, but for the specific use cases that we are deploying, this is something that we pretty much, see that it's irrelevant. So pick one, stick to one, unless there is a major change. We as a company will tell you it's better for you to use this, and as simple as that. And hopefully I was clear enough for the people, who are here. What are some key things that I personally see successful. And I've seen it in the Philippines, in Malaysia, I've seen it in Indonesia, I've seen it in Europe, I've seen it in the US from the customers that we currently have. Those that try to do something that nobody else does, usually stop at some point and say, well, maybe we'll delay this for the next time.
Yeah. No, I think it's very valuable insights as well. And I mean, obviously this is also just to add on as well. I mean, you mentioned like, a control approach, right? Whereby, you do it, step by step and, start small and then go bigger and bigger. And I think this is also, Ashish, what we do very well in AI Rudder, as a partner as well. And also, for our clients. So I'm also really curious to hear from your side. I mean, can you give us one, just maybe one example of, or like a tip, like a tip so that, how enterprise can actually successfully deploy AI, like in the fastest or in the most efficient way. What is your perspective on this?
Yeah, I totally agree with Sedin as well. And I will share my perspective while working with AI Rudder.
Mhm.
We work with enterprise customer, and first we will narrow down the approach, and we will always make sure that our solution, our AI solution, whether it is Gen AI or traditional AI solution, we will meet the ROI of the customer. So we take their business scenario and narrow down the business so that it can be achieved by AI. It should not be like some unrealistic project. So whatever we are doing is like taking all their business requirement and try to narrow down what are the things that AI can adopt, whether it is Gen AI, LLM, or the traditional models, machine learning models. We will try to break down in that way, and we will give end-to-end picture to our customer and guide them during that throughout the journey. Like what are the things that you should be aware, what are the things are happening here and there, and also we will try to understand the customer's enterprise policy, which are there. At the same time, since we are working in Malaysia as well and Southeast Asia, we try to check with the local laws. So, for example, like in Malaysia, we are working with so many financial institutions. We make sure like we will be aligned with the BNM rules. So our current solution is aligned with the BNM. We are following the PDPA policy, personal data privacy, data privacy. We have all the security in our solution already, so that we will try to provide all the kind of enterprise policy that is available. First point is like narrow down all your business requirements. Second would be like it's not about Gen AI or AI. It's all about like fixing the issues that customer is facing. Maybe there are a few things that we can solve it by the traditional AI models as well. So we try to implement that way. At the same time, it's not about like go with the trend. Gen AI is there, but it's not about Gen AI can solve everything. So our solution, what we are trying to propose, we have an experience to implement AI in the production. So we try to share as much as information. Next thing is about vendor lock-in, which is quite important. Our current solution is not having any kind of locking with any kind of CSP. We are quite flexible. You want on-premise, you want private cloud, you want any cloud, whether it is AWS, any cloud is
Any
available
cloud.
on Azure, we can do it. So that's what we are planning, because customer may have the issue, hey, vendor lock-in kind of issues, and so many things are there in the market. So we try to provide as much as possible. At the same time, we also guide them. What are the deployment strategy? You should do it. Because at some point of time, if you're doing on-premise, what would be the ROI? What would be the difference by utilizing SaaS model and everything? So that's most important. The next thing that I would say that I have seen while providing a solution to the customer, we also guide them, make them aware about Gen AI, LLM, security, monitoring, and giving them an ecosystem, so that once we will deliver the project to them, we can give not only we will give them the product, we will give them our entire AI ecosystem to them, and that ecosystem they can integrate with their n number of solutions. So for bank, it can be a collection system, it can be a contact center, it can be n number of Salesforce or any CRM tool. Our solution will be able to integrate with them with the help of our monitoring, with the help of our alert platform, with the help of logging platform, we are giving that kind of customizations to the customer. They can do just plug and play and get the AI done. But it's most important, ROI, giving them the proper upskilling, giving them awareness, and providing them the end-to-end secure solution. These are the few things that we have delivered in 2025 and 2026. I think customers should focus on these kind of parameters. And then we are always ready to work with you, and they can ask us to get any assistance if required. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's very, very true, Ashish. And also just to add on, if you don't mind as well, I think yeah, what's very important also we especially for AI Radar, we also have a lot of local support, local teams that will actually guide you through the process. So I know that it can be daunting sometimes, even when I speak to some of my clients as well, right? They are also saying that, oh, how do I get started? So I think yeah, we partner up and we do together, and I think that will be a very successful business model as well for everyone. Okay, excellent. With that said, let's move on to our next part of it, which is basically I want to go into more about the technology, right? Because when we talk about Gen AI, all of it is most of it is actually about how fast the technology is moving forward as well. And I just want to get the take from you guys as well, right? I mean, when we talk about technology in action, many enterprises, I guess, struggle with the accuracy, and also we hear this word a lot, which is hallucination, right? So, Sedin, from your experience, right? I mean, you and your company obviously use quite a lot of LLM, large language model, and also RAG as well. How do you actually solve all these problems?
There's one famous statement that I don't really like when it comes to the solving the hallucination problem, but it's actually true. And I heard it first time from the folks from Microsoft, and they mention garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
So for me, it's something that I mean, nothing explains it easily, and again, the problem that hallucination comes. I mean, AI is built like that, right? And then it will try to give you answer regardless if it has a correct information or not, right? So lots of enterprises that we try to work with, they want the AI to have access only to their data and no other data at all, right? Do not access online knowledge base that you have. I don't care, if you are, scraping Wikipedia or YouTube videos or anything. I want only my data to be there. And I think for the enterprise level use cases, the production, this is the crucial. Because this is not only a hallucination problem, this can also be the privacy problem and so on. So if I put my data on a server instance, I want it only to be my data, and I do not want my data to be used for some other company there as well, so you can train the AI, right? So this is the key thing that we are doing with the clients, is pretty much separate everything, build the LLM, unless you know what is the answer from the data provided, mention it. If you don't know, just say you don't know. And then this is the hard-coded prompt pretty much that kind of try to limit the AI to work on this, right? And not only this, like once you launch an AI, there are lots of things that you can measure why it provides answer that provides, right? You can go into the logs, you can check what are what's the reason behind the specific answer. And then that's why I said, like, working on AI project, it's very hard work for the first 6 months, because the first point is to provide an answer. The second point is you need to know exactly why it answered the way it answered. Like what exactly are the steps that went in the backend for him to pick up this data? What's the reasoning? What are the consideration they had? And then to give you the sentence that gave you. And then this is the boring stuff that nobody likes about AI. I want to get a video, I want to get funny haircuts.
Immediately.
Exactly. I wanted to get it immediately. This is not in demos. Nobody showed me this when I watched the keynotes. So this kind of things is something, again, that's everyone who wants to work, regardless, Infobip, Rudder, or anyone else. If the provider you're working with does not come to you with these boring stuff that have to be done, you will always face hallucination problems. And it can be a list of your worries. Hallucination, it's not even, it's easy to notice it once it happens, and then you can stop it, you can evaluate. But you need to proactively actually work on this. You need to analyze every single response that it gets. And this is what we're like with the customers that we currently have. Like, we work with one government. I will maybe leave it for the later part of the webinar, but we work with one of the large government organization in Malaysia, and daily we have a team from their side and our side that are working on this to make sure that every single answer, that there is a reason and that we know the path of that answer that AI provided, right? So these kind of things helps with hallucination. Can you do it 100%? Obviously cannot, but you can really do a lot of steps to prevent, to create a major problem. And this is again the boring work that someone has to do. Most of the companies don't want to do it. It's below the I don't know the excitement zone, I guess. But it's something that has to be done. And thankfully there are companies and people even on this call that have this experience, and that many successful cases that have been deployed already across the Southeast Asia.
Yeah. I think, if everyone, if you don't take away anything else from this session, garbage in, garbage out. This you should definitely take away. That's
I do not want to be remembered by that.
excellent advice from Sedin there. Okay, so I think we spoke quite a lot about all this, right? I'm sure most of you are also aware that actually Ashish here is actually our LLM guru, right? So I guess we'll probably get him to maybe show us some things in action, right? That way is just to switch things up a little bit instead of just us talking. I think maybe from your side, Ashish, can you show us example of how LLM and RAG is actually delivering value in enterprises? Maybe you can show us a demo of how this actually works as well.
Yeah, I mean, like Airrudder has our bot lab studio as well. We have a no code, low code platform is there. I will be showing in just 1 minute. Before that, it's like the purpose of our low code, no code is like everyone can use it with the help of our prompt. They can develop their solution. So let's plan something like in next 10 minutes, we will develop one solution, try to do some chat and play around with that one. But again, one thing is there, like accuracy, hallucination, these are the key areas that every company should solve this kind of issue. So how we are trying to solve is like our RAG studio is there. RAG studio is like our data will be there, and we have a solution which can clean the data and process the data, perform everything so that the customer can process the end-to-end answers from our RAG studio. But most important thing that people usually forget about it, and this is something that I have learned while working with the customers. Sometimes customers' data is not accurate. They are not ready for AI. Unstructured data, they mess up everything. Outdated data, they keep on changing the data, quite dynamic, and they are looking for something, a better way to do it. So data, again, data is the backbone for AI. If the data is not good, we can't solve this kind of things. And this is where our team usually say like, get your requirement, and then our team will be there to assist you to create the data pipeline so that it would be the clean, we can utilize the most accurate data from there. That's what, if the accurate data would be there, if we will feed in the accurate data, we will get the proper data as well. So without wasting
Yeah.
much time, share my screen. I think it's a demo time for now to showcase our.
Excellent. I think everyone is quite excited. So while Ashish is setting up the demo to show everyone, so I'd like to encourage everyone again, once again, those you guys have listened to us speak quite a bit about Gen AI and also how to adopt Gen AI in your businesses. So probably if you have any questions thus far and you want to clarify certain things, please don't be shy. Feel free to type into the Q&A box. Our guests will actually get to them later on as well. And remember, you can actually win prizes later on. So yeah, please type in any questions, and we'd love to see any sort of like feedback from you guys as well.
I think everyone can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So this is the homepage of our no-code platform where we have the home screen, Bot Studio, Flow Studio, and Rag Studio. And in today's session, I will be more focusing on our Bot Studio. So once you will landed in our homepage, you can see this button where you can create a new bot, and you can select whether it is chatbot or voice bot. So let me try to create a voice bot, but later on you can also do it with the chatbot as well. So by clicking the voice bot, it will ask for few things, like you can start by blank, and we are planning to bring up more templates in our solution. So right now it's one of the template, it's like a collection agent. So collection agent is the one where the financial institution or any corporate company can utilize, so that if there will be a payment reminder or something like that, or loan reminder, we can utilize this collection agent. Then we have one telecom agent as well, and this is responsible for if you want to renew your package or you want to upscale your mobile plan. So it's one of the another scenario that we have created. Going forward in upcoming months, we will create so many templates so that customer can utilize our starter package, click on this, and all done. So let me start with the collection agent. Let's try to do it in 10 minutes. Okay, confirm.
So you're setting a target for yourself, Ashish.
Yeah. I
No,
mean, it's
no
too good.
pressure.
Like, the solution is too, this platform is too good. If you can see, like we have the template, everything is ready here. I will just give you the walkthrough here. You can select single prompt and multiple prompt. Single prompt is like one single prompt. You can utilize everything. Multiple prompt, let's say, as you can see in the screen, you can create this plus button and you can create your a number of prompt as well as per your requirement. But for this demo, I will go with the single prompt as only. So here would be start node. You can make some end node over here, or you can create a number of prompts over here as well in by clicking the plus button. On the left hand side, we have the pre-call and post-call settings. So in a voice AI solution, we have the pre-call so that you can add your additional knowledge in that one. You can have some kind of integration. If you have any complex integration or logic is there, you can utilize our Flow Studio, and then you can click on plus button and you can have that pre-call settings as well. Next thing is like most of the customer are looking for API integration as well. So we can have this tool where you can utilize the APIs. Then we have variables. So variables is defined like you can have your custom variables. Like I have by template, we have the date and customer name. So that let's say the date is here. You can change your date like, let's say something like this. You can add on your format verification, whether it is required or not, and I make a default value for this demo. Then you can have a customer name. So I will mention my name over here and so on. You can have that n number of custom variable over here. Then we have a system variable. System variables like all the kind of variables that you can define like time zone, start time, and time, these kind of things that you can define over here as well. Most important thing, model setting, that is the backbone of the solution. So model settings, how many models are we supporting right now? Let's see the list over here. GPT, we are supporting most of the LLMs. OpenAI GPT models are here. Voyager is our AI Rudder own Voyager LLM model, which we are providing to the customers. Claude is there.
Highly recommended.
Highly recommend, of course. Quen is available. Then we have Kimi, DeepSeek, Gemini, and Sonar as well. So let's do something like let's use our own LLM here. And then let me click on confirm. So you can change your settings over here, like it, because after changing your this temperature, topi, and all frequency penalty, you can change your LLM model settings as well. So once it is done, ASR and TTS. So in a voice AI solution for chatbot, LLM should be fine, but for voice AI, we should take care of our ASR speech recognition system as well as our TTS for the natural dialect. So for ASR, we have third-party solutions as well, but let's use our AI Duda solution, and you can select your versions as well, and you can change your ASR settings as per your requirements. You can change your VAD settings, which is responsible to see voice activity detection as well. What are the things that is happening over the period of time? So you can do as much as settings you can do it in our ASR. Why this ASR is important? Because AirDoodle has they did a kind of customization. So if you have any kind of requirement, we can fix all those kind of bad fix as well. So that's why our ASR is quite important. We give it to the customer, and customer has any issue or any kind of bad fix, we are here to solve their question as well. If you are utilizing any third-party ASR, I don't think like they will listen to you, to be honest. That's why it's important. Like you should have some kind of customization in your room as well. So that's what our ASR is quite important, and it's kind of if you are the same concept, garbage in, garbage out. If your speech recognition will have that kind of garbage, your solution will give the garbage out as well. Same with TTS. So AI Reader provide a most important thing in we have the background sound as well. So you can enable your background sound. Second thing is our ASR is like we are also providing all kind of TTS that is available in our market. We have the next thing is that we have our AR Reader ASR as well available. Sorry, ASR TTS as well. So you can utilize our ASR as well, sorry, TTS as well, so that you can have your voice as well, and we can make sure like all the settings would be enabled in order to make sure all your requirement can be fulfilled from there. So ASR and TTS, AR Reader has their own ASR and TTS, but if you want to utilize the third party, we also offer you those kind of third party solutions as well. Let me confirm. At the same time, we have the fallback contingency plan as well. Let's say there's some kind of zip line issue, there's kind of any issue. You can write it down the message so that it will cut down the call without having any kind of interruption or any kind of issues would be there. So we have the fallback configuration as well, a kind of contingency plan that is available. Post-call settings from the left-hand side, you can see like we have NER, intent, summary, event level, emotion. Why is it important? Because no one will be there to go through each and every call recordings. So it's important to capture the most important things are there. NER, which is name entity recognition. With the help of name entity recognition, if let's say you want to capture any particular things like name, contact number, or anything which is required during that conversation, you can enable over here. Intent can be defined whether you have some kind of category. You can define your intent and label with the help of these settings. Then we have the summary. With the help of summary, you can have the summary of the entire conversation. Then we have event labels and emotions as well. Emotion is quite important, whether the conversation was positive, negative, neutral, but you can define your own rules as well from there. Event labels is like, okay, what are the particular events that you want to define? So the good thing with this platform is like you can define your own rules, all kind of customization. And the main thing is no code means no coding required. Just write down your message in the form of prompt and it should be good enough to handle your end-to-end use case. So I think, okay, this is the prompt where I have written, it's like a startup template. So it has written a prompt. I'm not going through everything. I trust my team really well. So I think it should be good enough. And so after this, next thing is like we have the batch test as well. So you can enable this batch test so that instead of going with each and every test cases every time, you can create your batch test. And once you have done everything, let me save this first. So you can configure your batch test from here. And now let me move to the chat option. Our chat option has this kind of translation as well. I think it's, of course, for me, it's required. I can only speak. Let's talk in English only. But if you have some other language, then you can configure the auto translation as well. So this is the command. This is Marcus from, this is the, this, so it's asking like, it was one of the collection bots. So it's asking like, you didn't pay for that one. Before that, it asks about the compliance, like this call is recorded for training and quality purpose.
So while Ashish is still showing us this, I just want to remind everyone again, if you have any questions or which I'm sure you have, please feel free to send it to us. And then we'll flash it at the end of the session later after the demo is done. Don't be shy, guys.
So you can see the most important thing, we have selected our voice LLM, and you can see the latency, the way it is giving the response. So sub 1 second latency can be achieved as well. So I'm just ending up the chat right now, just to showcase how the demo is working. And this would be the overall. We can trigger your call. So it's not only the platform that we are providing to the customers. You can publish here version one something, and once it is published, you can see the versions over here. You can make it live. You can make some changes over here as well in your prompt, in your LLM settings, and create your n number of version and make it live. So the thing that I'm focused on it's not only about the low code platform. You can create the chatbot and voice bot. In the voice bot, it's most important to have the SIP connectivity or the SIP integration. So our solution will provide that SIP integration as well along with this no code platform so that you can have the seamless voice calling as well. And it's not about voice calling. Like you can see the chatbot, it's quite simple. Like you chat and you can do it. But in voice calling, it's more about the TTS, the optimization, the natural dialects. That's what AI Duda is keep on training their TTS as well as ASR for the natural local dialect as well. Specific like when you are looking for trilingual or bilingual kind of solutions, especially like in Malaysia, you want to have that Manglish kind of thing, Singapore Shinglish, these kind of things would be there. Then it's most important, like the ASR can understand both languages as well. And slangs are coming every month or every year, like there are new slangs are coming. So make sure like those things are trained in such a way that your speech recognition and TTS can speak in that way as well. So apart from this no-code platform, we are also providing the SIP solution, the voice calling kind of connectivity, and give you the end-to-end solution as well. And in order to have that, the question that you have raised about the RAG Studio. So RAG Studio is there where you can upload your document, and with the help of these tools, you can click on anything like here, the knowledge, API, MCP as well. We are supporting the MCP as well. So you can integrate with whether it is your Flow Studio to have that complex integration or any kind of API integration. You can have that knowledge studio as well, which we call it as a RAG studio, where you can upload the document, it will process everything, and you can integrate with our this tool mechanism as well. And next thing is our MCP and API. MCP is like the one that it is quite trending these days. You can integrate your MCP server and it will give you the information as well. So this is the end-to-end solution. And I think within 10 minutes, we have done the demo already. We can initiate the calls and everything is done.
On
So
target. On target.
so I mean, like it's quite easy. Like before, I mean, let's say for in few years back, it's very difficult to have this kind of end-to-end integration and everything without any coding experience. If you don't have any coding experience, you should have that IT team who can write a code, do everything. Now, even a business user can simple write one single line, a few lines of prompt, and they can initiate their business use case as well. But our team, AirDuda team, is comes with more experience. Prompt engineers are there. That's why I'm saying like data is one thing that our team will help you to clean the data and create a data pipeline, and you can utilize our RAG Studio. At the same time, our team would be there of experts who will help you how to write a prompt as well. Even you can do it, and you can take an assistant from us. So the main focus here is like it's to provide the production ready enterprise solution, which follow where architecture framework, reliability, security, cost would be the main consideration here. And with the help of this platform, we can achieve all these kind of components.
Well done. Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Ashish. I mean, there's a very quick 10 minutes demonstration, guys. You can see that everything is very smooth. Everything is very easy to use. I mean, I'm also not a tech person, and I can actually do this in 10 minutes. I'll be an expert in 10 minutes. So just a quick reminder. I mean, obviously, prompt and typing, it's very simple, and anyone can actually give it a go and give it a try. If you're interested after this session and you want to know more about our newest product, which is Bot Lab, which was just demonstrated by Ashish, please reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to give you some access to go ahead and try it as well. Okay, with that said, we have actually come to the end of the sharing session. Before we go, I do want to make sure that we answer all the questions that we have coming in. So we do have a couple here. So I think the first one is probably for Ashish, which is what level of coding knowledge is required to operate this bot lab platform? I think we probably answered that, but I'll let you answer that again, Ashish.
I think no coding knowledge is required. We are trying to build up a kind of natural language solution for you. No code. I mean, like the main purpose is like if you are coming from the business or any kind of background, whether it is coding or no coding, just write a natural language in the prompt. If you need any assistance from us, we are able to do it, but it's like as simple as possible. Just write a prompt, get all the instruction ready, and this solution will be able to help you.
It is that simple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a very interesting question from Jesslyn here. In the next 5 years, how do you see our platform grow, for enterprises in Southeast Asia? I think this is also very relevant for partners like Infobip, right, who wants to see what kind of product development we'll have as well. Yeah, probably both of you. Yeah.
I can go first. I mean, from
Sure.
our side, we see with Ashish, it's very good. 10 minutes you can have a production ready environment.
It's like magic.
Exactly. This is the second time I'm witnessing magic, and I'm always impressed, as that's the first time as well. But I mean, looking for the next 5 years, from the perspective, like we didn't speak today too much about the agentic AI, right? We speak lots about the voice AI, RAG models, and so on. But I do believe that in the future, as short as the next 5 years, we will have a lots of agentics or small agents, as we call them, that will do things just by the prompts that we're doing, right? When I participate in lots of these events, and then I have one slide that I like to show to everybody, and goes like from how the internet interface looked like 10 years ago versus how it's going to look maybe 5 years in the future. And in the past, when you go to I don't know, Google or Bing search, you see lots of images, lots of text there. And then going and to the future, I do believe we will just have like a chat inbox that you have to type your message, and then you will get agents to do everything that you're asking for. You don't have to go search on Google. I need to travel to Bali. What's the best hotel? Okay, find this hotel, check the images, compare with others, compare the price. You will be just one prompt away. We will say, I'm traveling to Bali. I'm going with the family. Need a family-friendly result. This is my budget book for me, right? So how many people will be brave enough to do that? We will see. But the technology and what we are doing right now together with Rudder, I do believe we will be there to do it, right? The adoption might take a bit more time, but technology-wise, prompt away to pretty much do everything that you're doing right now. Just now, you're doing it through search, you're doing it through manual comparison, and many other ways.
Yeah, no, we completely agree. I mean, you have to start. And once you start, that's where you can see the magic happens as well, right? Okay, thank you so much for the share, Sedin. And I think we have come to the end of the session. So I think we will prepare some questions as well, which is a quiz time for everyone to participate, everyone who is online. So, you can, it's very simple, guys. It's a multiple choice. So, you can actually win some prizes, and our admin will actually get in touch with you after this session as well. So with that said, let's get started. The first question. Okay, so we have a series of questions here. So the first one is actually, what is the one feature of Bot Lab that makes creating AI agents easier for business teams? So if you have paid attention, this is actually very, very simple, right? You can just type into the box, your answer, right? Oh, we have a very fast answer from Nika here, which is number 2. Is that correct, Ashish? Ashish? I think he took a little break. Now, I think even the non-technical person like myself can answer this. I think you are absolutely correct. So that is the one very important and very simple feature that we have actually built into Bot Lab, which is no code, low code interface. So prompt-based agent creation. So excellent. Good job, Nika. So that is correct. Let's move on to the second question here. In the fireside chat, which when we started this whole conversation, the panel discussed challenges in enterprise AI adoption, right? Which was highlighted as the most important, and how can Bot Lab actually help? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Who has the answer here? I might not even know this. What is the answer for this? Any answers? Maybe Sedin, you can help us. Everyone else went for a break as well. Okay, so I guess we can come back to this probably later on. Yeah, let's move on to the next question. All right, so question number 3, based on the discussion, how could creating AI agents with Bot Lab actually help your team achieve measurable business or customer experience results faster? What is the answer here? Oh, everyone is typing quite fast. I can't really tell which answer is for where. Okay, somebody answered number one, which is by deploying AI agents for chats and calls rapidly, improving efficiency and CX. So that is question three. So absolutely correct. The answer is number one. Excellent. Well done. Okay, let's move on to the next question, which is question number four. So let me ask the question first, guys, before you answer. What's one practical step that enterprise leaders could take to adopt AI effectively? All right. Number one, the answer is number one. Is it from Limer? From Nika as well? For question number four, everyone is answering number one, which is start with small impact pilot projects to demonstrate quick wins. So my guess is this is correct. I think this is also answered by Sedin, right? Sedin, you want to verify that? Yeah, thumbs up there. Well done
Can
for
confirm.
everyone.
Can confirm. Yes.
Confirm. Okay, excellent. All right, so that was question number four. Let's move on to the next one. Number five, many AI projects fail before scaling. Now, how could actually Bot Lab or similar platforms like ours help enterprise overcome this challenge? Guys, what do you think for this one? Question number five. What is the answer? I will just read out. Enabling teams to build AI agents quickly with no code, low code, and also workflows and increasing scaling success. Number two, outsourcing all AI projects to consultants. Number three, using pre-built chatbots with no customization. Or number four, increasing manual workflows, approvals in workflows. Okay, we have a very fast answer from Lima actually, which is number one. Again, I think these answers are quite rigged. They're all number one. So yeah, but you're right. It's number one. So enabling teams to build AI agents quickly with no code, low code. I think that is most platforms are built that way right now, so that everyone and enterprises can get into it really quickly, so that you can scale businesses. And as we mentioned during the discussion as well, the key here is to actually get started. Okay, so well done to Lima and also Pamela. Pamela, you got it right as well. All right, let's move on to question number six. If you could create one AI agent, chat or call to solve a recurring problem in your workflow, what could it actually do for you? The first one is chat agents. Number two is voice robocall agents for payments and reminders. Number three is both A and B. Or number four, which is manual email alerts. Very fast answers again from Cody and from Lima. Yes, number three, both A and B. Right? So there are quite a lot of things that can actually solve recurring problems, but these are some of the things that we discussed earlier today. Well done, guys. Do we have one more question? Oh, that's it. Okay, so that's all we have for today, guys. Thank you so much for everyone who participated, and also to our guests as well. Sedin from Infobip, our sort of like good partner here, and also Ashish, who is, I guess, taking a break already after the very intense demo session that he shared with us. So yeah, thank you everyone for the time and also joining us today for this sharing session. Now, just a quick reminder, if you have anything that you want to, ask after this session, feel free to connect with us. You can quickly scan this a code that is on screen right now, and we'll definitely follow up with your questions very quickly. Now, reminder as well to all of you who participated and answered some questions. We will also be in touch and reach out to you to actually let you have some prizes related to today's session. Okay, so with that said, thank you so much again, everyone, for participating, and thank you, Sedin, for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Michael. Thanks,
See you,
everybody.
everyone.